So how does this all come together to be the chameleon? Well, when we interact with somebody, we want to connect with them. Introverts really want to connect with people on a deep level. We like those one-on-one conversations. We like, having meaningful conversations about things that are important to us, conversations about ideas, emotions, personal growth, things we're excited about, things you're excited about. We like to really connect. We look for these opportunities to really connect. And so when we do connect, we combine that connection with that empathy and that intuition, and we just automatically mirror you. And so we might think in our head, I don't agree with that opinion, but voicing that opinion is going to break that connection. And it may not be important enough that we really want to have an argument about that or even a heated discussion about that. And it may be something like, somebody is very much into astrology, but the topic of the conversation isn't really about astrology. That's just something they mentioned. So we could go off on a sidebar on a tangent, but we choose not to. And this might be something that we've developed as a basic way of operating in the world. That would be the judging part. We have a plan. When this situation comes up, this is how we're going to respond. Or we have a goal for this conversation. We see where this conversation is going. We see that it has a good outcome if we could take it in this direction, but we can derail that outcome if we go in this other direction. So we just don't. When we do that, we have these deep connections with people. So the connection I have with one person over one topic or in one environment, like somebody at work versus somebody I know socially, somebody who's into the same music as me versus someone else who's into the same movies as me, someone who has the same political stance as me versus someone who has a different political stance with me. I still can develop these deep connections with these people, but they're going to be kind of limited to that area. Another aspect of INFJs is we tend to be very private. So one of the ways in which we can develop this deep connection with people while being private is putting the emphasis on you, putting the spotlight on you. So you're interested in this, you saw this movie, you really liked it, you want to talk about it. So then you're going to tell me about the movie, and I'm going to say, see, you got really excited about something, that's that empathy, and say, well, why did that excite you so much? Or did that relate to this other thing we talked about before? And it puts a spotlight on you, and you feel really seen, and you like being around me, and so that validates me without really telling you much about me. And this is an important thing that you don't really actually learn that much about me in these interactions, because you feel deeply connected and you see me and you think I'm just like you because you feel that connection. Then I'll go and have a different interaction with somebody else and they'll feel as deeply connected and it'll be completely different. And I'll change my body language to match theirs, and I'll change my voice tonality to match theirs. This is something that's called mirroring, and we actually know there are parts of the brain, there are certain neurons in the brain called mirror neurons that light up when we do this, and it creates this connection to people. And it goes as deep as matching breathing patterns, and heart rates begin to synchronize when people get really connected in this way. So this is an unconscious thing. INFJs are very good at sliding into this state with another person very quickly. And that, I think, relates to our intuition and our introversion and our empathy. So what I see happens a lot with INFJs is we end up with these different groups of friends and people that we interact with. And then sometimes they'll overlap. And somebody from one group will see us interacting with another group and go, what? Who is this person? How are you the same person that interacts with me? At the very least, it can be very surprising. And on one level, you can see it as, wow, this person has a lot more depth than I knew, because there's a whole part of them that I had no idea about because they never shared it with me. On the other hand, it can feel like a betrayal because they're like, wow, this person has a whole part of their life that they don't share with me. And I've seen both in my life. Some people have gotten really upset and really offended when they find out something about me that they didn't know, simply because it never came up and I never felt like sharing it because I'm private. And other people see that as, somebody having hidden depths. So the question now becomes, are INFJ chameleons, are we being inauthentic